Hello, my name is Miles Cason, and this is the first part of hopefully an ongoing series of weblogs of investigations into paranormal. We're at the British Museum, which is, well, as far as I'm concerned, it's, for me personally, it's ground zero. It's where I saw my first spirit, if you're going to put it that way, had my first experience, and it just happens that my dad works inside, which helps you get in all kinds of doors, but unfortunately Dad's a bit camera shy. I don't think his bosses are to appreciate him abusing his position, so he won't be in any of these films. I was going to try and take you around to what is now Building Society building, which is where the British Museum's very own underground tube station was. And there are all kinds of rumours about tunnels connecting the museum to the tube station. But unfortunately it's pissing down with rain, and because it's now a private building we can't get inside, nobody will talk to us about it. So I'm just going to go inside, wander around, show you where I saw what I saw, or what I think I saw, and try and go around, collect some evidence, see what happens. Speak to you in a bit. Okay, we're in the ancient Egypt rooms, the wings. It's probably their more famous apparition, paranormal event. It was in the 1930s. Visitors to the museum claimed seeing an Egyptian male dressed in a loincloth. Investigations, never found anybody, no sweeps, found anything. But there are continual rumours going around of people seeing things or hearing moans in empty rooms, empty offices, and closed off parts of the wing when they're, when they're altering the displays. They lock it all down for a couple of weeks, and my dad knows of at least 4 people in the time he's worked, which is nearly 40 years. He knows of several people who have seen the man or heard the man, and it's told that when this place is empty, or as empty as it gets, and quiet, people can still hear his groans or his moans. No Egyptians here today, though. They're mostly Koreans. Also, there was again in the 1930s all this hype around it. It got into newspapers, and one newspaper, I think it was the Standard, they put up a hefty reward for anyone who would stay the night in the museum, and the museum didn't agree to it, so nobody ever did, but I don't think anybody ever would. And it kind of links into the rumours of the tunnel between the underground station and the museum, although there is no evidence of the underground station. Having a tunnel that linked to the museum wouldn't make sense to have one, but people in Holborn tube station late at night have heard the same moans, have seen the same figure, and it's only a couple hundred yards away. And also, the British Museum tube station, which is closed down, it's still there underground. It's still intact. In fact, in the 1940s it was used as a emergency control centre for the military and for the emergency services. And so anything that was down there or was witnessed down there is still classified, and you and I can't know about it. 60 years later. This so-called apparition that people have witnessed and experienced, let's put it that way, they experienced it. Everyone says he's an Egyptian, shaved head, shaved body hair, loincloth. Nobody mentions any makeup, but later on the witness accounts embellish it, as witness accounts generally do. They kind of get confused with historical detail and Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor, yeah. They get eye makeup and... oh yeah. So you've got to factor in people's imaginations and people's enthusiasms. But undeniably people are experiencing these things. And considering my own experience in this fabulous, fabulous place, I'm inclined to agree with him. I'm inclined to believe that there's so much here, and it's such an old building in itself, and it's built on grounds that have a lot of history before the building was here, so a lot of residential area was demolished to make way for this building, so there's 1,000 years of occupied history here, and then you've got 100 million artifacts from every civilization on the face of the earth and throughout the history of human race, so it's like a magnet. Bloody great, fabulous magnet. Well, that, as beautiful as it is not what I brought you here for. It's for this bit. Just a patch of floor. This is my ground zero. I was 5 years old, it was 1985. And of course my dad, working here, used to bring me here and used to let me run right around the place. But it was in this room. It was a very different space then. There's very little remaining of how it was, even the paint's different on the walls and the flooring is different. But it was here. A 5-year-old boy. Sorry about that, got interrupted. So it was here. This, I saw my first encounter, my first paranormal experience. As a 5-year-old, I didn't really appreciate it so much. I was sat on the floor here, just looking at the tourists, looking at the people. And the room slowly emptied and nobody else, and I was just sat drawing. And then saw an old man standing there, admiring the installation that was here. You get look. I've had it a couple of times since, but you get the prickly feeling on the back of your neck. No, well, if you've experienced it, you know it as well, but it's just like you're about to fall and hurt yourself. And he stood looking at it, and then just walked straight through the wall. just walked straight through. Just walked straight through the fucking wall. And I thought it was a trick. I thought it was part of the display, and I realised that I didn't really think that. I hoped it was. Of course it wasn't. And when you're doing your 5 years old and something incredible, something exciting, something, you go and tell your dad. Dad did that thing that he does. He just smiled and nodded like it was normal, like it was just another everyday thing. And that's when he started letting me see his work. But he started to show that as wonderful as institutions like this are, and they are sensational, the purpose is to collect evidence. And we've been collecting physical evidence, archaeology, the most wonderful stuff, but it is remains. And there is much more to human life than the stuff we make and the stuff we destroy. And he told me something when I was very young, and it took me 10 years to appreciate what he meant, but he said it's through scientific method that we change scientific theory. As long as you are diligent and thorough and objective, your evidence will speak for you. And that's what we're doing. That's all this is. All of this is just the pursuit of evidence.